I've got melee.
I got boomer ball, so I'm gonna throw it in the fire. Don't run through it. They'll come in. They'll come into the fire.
Don't run through the fire.
I did a molly and a... Oh my goodness.
I've got melee.
There's another witch. Flashlight's off. F.
Where?
How about I F you?
I've got melee.
We're good.
Freaking hell. You just served everything that happened there.
Okay, I'm throwing.
Sorry, woman.
Gift a sub now to what? Gift a sub now to be number 1.
How can I search? Oh! Give me that scream, bro.
Scream.
Scream!
The problem was the first one blew up the second one.
I was so confused. Alright, we just going back to menu?
Yeah, back to menu.
Yeah, main menu.
I was wondering what was happening. My chat was changed.
Alright, this is gonna be a terrible clip, but this will let us know if it's working or not.
Every match is the same match.
I've got melee.
We're good.
Freaking hell. You just served everything that happened there.
Okay, I'm throwing a pipe bomb.
Oh, this game is so dark.
Clip that, someone clip that.
Can I get you back up from the dead, Andrew?
Behind you?
No, they're
It sounded like behind
No,
you.
no,
It
they're
must be on
unknown.
A.
We're seeing.
Oh, fuck. It's alright, no choice.
Honestly, game audio is so broken.
Because if I wanted to go to the other point, I had to go up all the way around.
I didn't get one.
Oh, I got a black ice.
Oh, I got epic. No.
I got a black ice for Tachanka's mounted LMG.
I got
joking.
Oh,
I'm gonna play Rookie
look at that.
Okay, you have to play Tachanka every round.
Look at that. Look at that, chat. Black ice for his mounted LMG. It's super rare.
Yeah, that's super uncommon.
I think only 3 people in the world have one. Pasta.
Do you eat pasta, Mike? Cause oh god.
No, I eat pasta.
Yeah. If you eat pasta, you're Italian.
What if I eat pasta?
You're Italian. Oh, Italian kid.
Yes, I think you just say it like a weird,
Dad.
You just call me a kid? Yeah, fair enough, too.
Alright, B&D, work your frag lists. You, stay focused and
one's in
take
the
the
train,
win.
and one's on the other side, where I was on.
Yeah. What are you up to?
We've taken the last 3 rounds.
You like that Yeah, bro.
He was carrying earlier in the tournament. He had 2 people on his back the whole time.
Yeah, you should have seen it, Jared. I was actually carrying a 2v3 in a 3v3 tournament.
You son of a bitch! I'm just reloading.
Boom. That
Right. Was I just being shot at? I was definitely being shot.
Andrew, I've got a present.
better be good.
You'll love it.
Hey everyone, how's it going? The title is not clickbait at all. I don't know how this is going to go. But I'm currently streaming off a 1060. Yeah, 1060. So we're not exactly getting the best. I don't know how good the experience is for you guys. But I imagine if things get too interesting, it might get a bit dicey. But I'll just wait and see if there are people rolling in or not. Seems fine. Hey, Jared. Are you here to watch me cry? Mate, I've got the stuff here. I've got the bottle of lube. It's good to go. This is the goods. All right. Ooh. I'm gonna start setting up while everyone's rolling in. Mate, I'm about to make the pool. I think I'm about to create it, honestly. Alright, I'm just trying to think where I have the space. I don't know if you can see, I'm in a bit of hardware mode at the moment. Let me just move the mic over. Just gonna get the chair in here. Out of the way. Yeah. I'm about to make the hot tub, I reckon. Mate. Yeah, might be about to make it. We'll see. I'm just setting up, boys. I'm just setting up. I'll explain in a minute. Usually people set up before they start streaming. I like to wait. Might need this. Whew. Well, that can only end well. Let's get it out of the way. That should be alright. Alright. Not quite there, is it? How high can I get this, do you reckon? Oh, not very. I need to get a longer cable on it. Yeah, the cable is struggling. I have an idea. It's going to cut my mic for a second. Can you hear me now? Yes. Well, it only appears to be in front of your eyes on stream. In person, it's not really in front of my eyes. Yeah. That's it. Oh, that's perfect. You guys can see nothing. The problem is I don't want to bring it in low. Because if it's low, it actually blocks me from seeing. But maybe I can just get it back here. We'll see how we go. I may need to find an alternative, like using my phone or something for now. For a little bit. Anyway, welcome everyone who's joining. Welcome. I'm blocking again because the camera is super low. That's the issue. Here's why we're all here. It's GPU. Yeah, it's the faceless stream. Don't need to go even lower. Maybe that works better. Okay. So, I've got this GPU, right? Here we go. Hang on, I'll bring this lamp closer. I've got a lamp on my head. Oh. Alright. Phew. Alright, does that look okay? Does that help you see what's going on? I just can't get it to go higher, which is a bit annoying. Anyway, it's good enough for us. Alright. Here is the fundamental thing we are trying to deal with today. As you can see, my GPU here isn't like a regular GPU. It is instead a water-cooled GPU that has its own inbuilt radiator and cooling block. So instead of like a normal GPU, like the 1060 that I have in now, it doesn't have fans like a normal one, where you would picture like a GPU here with some fans on the bottom. It's not like that. It's got this whole water block system, this here, built directly onto it. Now, all good and well to tell you what my GPU is. Now, what's wrong with it is that it has no liquid in it anymore. It ran out. The wells run dry, so to speak. It's not moister than an oyster. It's quite dry. Drier than a fryer. Drier than a liar. It ain't no living water, that's right. There's a problem here. And you might be thinking, Andrew, it's not a big deal. You're streaming right now and it's going okay. Yeah, it is. But I bet you if I pulled up any game, it wouldn't be fine anymore. So, if we're going to keep streaming each week, we better hope that this is going to be a repair story and not a destruction story. Because if it's a destruction story, well, you may not see me live for a little while. Or we just play chess or watch videos or something. So, I've got some tools that are going to help me. I have some things that should make it a bit easier. But yeah, content either way. That's it. So this bit is just a cover. We're gonna keep it out of the way, but it just makes it look pretty. Technically, this is Lauren's GPU, so I'm about to break hers, and then my one's like my own one. So yeah. You need me to be in a bikini, Terry? All right. If you send me one, I'll wear one. I don't own one, but if you can get me one, I'll get you one. So yeah. I think step one might be there's a couple of cable ties that keep these pipes together, just to make it look a bit cleaner when it's in the computer. And one of them, they're like keeping the cables tied to the pipe. So I think I might actually disconnect them so I can keep the cables out of the way. I think I've got spare little mini cable ties somewhere. Okay. Well, you say careful, but even if I were to break a pipe right now, it wouldn't matter too much. Now it's just caught on something. Yeah, that's not a good idea. We're just gonna have to try and get this off without. That one was scary. You know what might be good? Lauren, if you're watching, can you find my tripod? My phone tripod? Unless it's here. Which I don't think it is. If I get my phone tripod, I can put a camera angle on the table here. Actually, I'm gonna get a bowl because I need something for the liquid to go into.
Welcome Terry Q.
Slavery and enslavement are both the state and the condition of being a slave, who is someone forbidden to quit their service for an enslaver and who is treated by the enslaver as their property. Damn straight. Alright. I need my... Alright. Is this working? Is it not connected? Oh gosh. What's gone wrong with the phone cam? Where is it? Actually, I'm gonna have to... Alright, I just need to check IP stuff. Oh, I see. I don't have a keyboard. Ugh. That was very, very fun. Very pog. Okay, activate. Give me a live feed. There we are. Now we're cooked. This is what you guys look like. I'm not gonna move chat. Oh, you guys are upside down. It's going very well, isn't it? Alright. It is about to get very dicey, I'll tell you that. So if you're sitting there thinking, oh, this is a bit boring, trust me, give it 1 second and it won't be for much longer. Because I'm about to become a stress head. Cockcam incoming. Alright. You guys can see what's happening now down here. A bit clearer. Can even zoom in for you and stuff. So, you guys like that? Hog. I'm just gonna put it in the corner. Don't know if that was triggering anyone else. Alright. Now begins the fun. So I figure the first thing we need to do... I've also decided that removing the tube here is going to be the best way in this here. That's what I'm thinking. We'll see how we go. So I think all the liquid's in these bits at the moment. Honestly, I can't hear anything though. Nah. I think the only thing that could be a cap is this thing here. I don't know how well you can see that. This thingy. But there's a cable right next to it. And then I would be pouring like this over the GPU. Whereas I'm thinking if I can disconnect... Sorry. If I can disconnect one of these hoses here, I can then move the GPU away from where we're pouring. So I don't risk pouring coolant all over the GPU. I've tried to Google tutorials, but no one seems to have these horrible, I mean really pog, water-cooled GPUs. Everyone only has CPUs that have them, and the way they do them with the CPU is they take all of this off and take everything out, and they go a bit full on. But I'm not willing to do that. And there's nothing to risk here. If I hold it up like this and pull it out, there's nothing really to risk there. I can't pour it on anything. So like, if I break, let me. Cock cam. If I pick this up here and I pull this out, nothing's gonna get on the GPU. The most damage that I can do to it is then having to somehow get another tubey piece that goes on nicely. So that's kind of what I'm thinking there. What do you guys reckon? Does that sound like a good plan of attack? Because on the rad end, I'm not sure exactly what's going on. I don't see an easy way to the tanks. One other thing that's not entirely clear to me is whether how much liquid to actually put in. Yeah, there's only one kind like it. This company is the only one that does this. And so there's a couple models of it, like for a 2080, 2080 Ti. I think they even did a 30 series one. But yeah, I just know that here they actually have the tubing bits that you plug that into. Also, thank you for following Terry earlier. I didn't see that you followed. I really appreciate that, man. So I think here is going to be where I pull off. What do you guys reckon? I'm currently sitting in the no pain, no gain train. That's where I'm sitting. I guarantee you, Jack, you will have found nothing that I have not already found. Oh, I also have a funnel. This little boy, which should, I think will fit. I think that will fit in the tube. Where did I just put my mouse? Oh, I put it back up here. Alright, let's see if Jack's a super genius, big brain. What the f... Thanks for that, Jack. That was super helpful, mate. That was good stuff. Really yep. Thanks, Jack. Can someone time Jack out? I'm just kidding. Don't time him out. He's fine. But that's a warning. If you send another link to something like that, I'm timing you out. You won't get to see it. All right. All right. Here goes nothing. All right. I'm going to grab that. I think I might find something to lean it on. Oh, here. The glasses case is leather, so it shouldn't cause any staticky issues. Let's keep this bowl nearby somewhere. Okay. Okay. Update. Not sliding off at all, even slightly. Even with my full strength. So, another way I can see getting this off, which is what first attracted me to this, is it does like unscrew, but you can see the pipe starts to twist up. But perhaps that is going to be the best thing to do. Let's just see what we can do here if I start twisting it. Definitely not enjoying that. What's happening here? Is it starting to come out? Maybe. Plan B. What if we do try getting that top bit out, maybe? Maybe... Will this work? Oh, wait, not that one though. Where's the bigger one I just saw? And his name is John C. Holy crap. No, that's too small. It's got a square thread. I know you guys can't see it at the moment, but the thing here that I think could possibly be the reservoir has a square. It's a square. Well, that might work. All right. I've got a triangle, not a square. Okay, it's not big enough for that. Okay. What is... How am I gonna get this bloody thing out of there? What's in my bigger... Not gonna lie, guys, I'm a little bit lost. What if I try... See if that piece will just gently, ever so gently wedge out. Maybe it's just like a pop cap, you know? Okay, it doesn't seem like it. What's going on this side? Similar. Any of you guys have any ideas? I think I might just have to go for it, hey? Famous last words, I'm sure. This is not being used to pull. If this ever serves as a tutorial for anyone else, this is not to pull. This is to simply unwind. Don't know how much I'm liking the look of that twist. Yeah, I don't think that's the key. It doesn't seem to be actually coming out any further. I was just curious if that would work because... well, it seems to tighten. Interesting. Do we maybe try over on this end? Might be able to pull it off. I don't know if pulling it off there is what I want to do though. I definitely would like to try and pull it off here. What confuses me is how it's... usually I try and like reverse engineer stuff. How do I undo how they did it? And when it gets to this point, it's a bit tricky, honestly. You know what I'm thinking right now? Taking out some of those screws. No pain, no gain, right? Alright, if that is PCIe slot, that's there. They're spring loaded. That one is there. That one is there. Oh. No, actually, I really don't want to take that off. It's stuck down with a thermal pad. So if I take that off, then I have to replace some pretty intense parts. And I don't particularly feel like doing that. I'm trying to go for a quick and easy kind of solution. Hey Joey, how you doing?
Yo.
I'm either... Sorry?
Can I offer you any help? I've done my GPU as well, but I don't know what you're actually doing.
So over time, AIO coolers lose their coolant.
Yes. Yes.
Mine has no coolant in it.
Oh, far out, man.
My
Yeah,
GPU has a built-in AIO. So it's not like a custom loop, it's like a
I
manufacturer
can see
one.
it. Yeah, I can see it right now. I'm watching the stream. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out where to get in to fill it.
Far out, man. No
Do you have any
instruction
ideas?
manual. No instruction manual or nothing.
No.
And the coolant tubes don't unscrew from the block.
How do you unscrew
Oh,
a
it doesn't
coolant
even have
tube?
a block. It doesn't even have a block. It just has it. I'm looking at it now. So it literally just has all on the like, what do you call that? Like the GPU.
On the card, yeah. Straight onto it.
On the, all on the like processor on the GPU.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. It only cools that bit. Everything else is air cooled.
Yes.
That's interesting.
So
But yeah,
that-
they don't unscrew at all.
This bit here's the pump. On top of it.
Yeah, so the pipe, if the pipes don't unscrew, so the radiator has no plugs that unscrew, nothing.
Only whatever could be on the top here. But I'm not sure
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, like all my radiators, so I've got 2 radiators in mine, and
Yeah,
they,
let me show you what's on
they
top.
have
Hang on. I need to get a light source.
I've got pretty bad stream quality. I'll see if I can bump up the quality.
I
Oh
don't know,
yeah, that's better. I got one
the
80.
cable's kind of blocking it as well.
Oh yeah. What's that plug up there near that little power cord?
Yeah, I think that could possibly be somewhere where you could fill it. Because surely there'd have to be somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Because they would have had to fill it.
Yeah. They had to fill it, exactly. Yeah. I would go straight to unscrewing that if you can. Is it like a Phillips head, a big Phillips head or something?
No, it's got... Its hole is like a square. So that like big hole you see is a square. And then inside it, I think it's a... just like a shape. It's not like it... I don't know exactly how you get this thing off.
Proprietary. It's like proprietary fitting.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I was trying to see if I had anything square. I don't think I really
That's gotta
do.
be it. There's nothing on the radiator itself. I've seen AIO radiators and they usually make them without one, I think. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, most tutorials I've seen on how to refill an AIO have been for CPU ones, and they have to take. You know, when you have an AIO cooler, there's the copper block that goes on the CPU.
Yeah.
They pull that block out and like go in behind that.
Yeah, interesting.
Which
the
is
actual like
way too intense for
cooling
this.
face, the like mounting face, basically, like the contact surface. They pull that.
They
off.
take the contact surface out. Yeah.
Yeah, far out, man. Freaking hell, man. This is making my PC sound easier almost, and I have like a full loop. But like,
Yeah, do I just go full loop?
I was actually just about to change my water in my PC because I haven't done it for over a year now, and apparently do it every year. It's just to stop stuff growing in there and all that. But it looks fine. But yeah, man, like I custom made my loop to be easy. Like I've got a like thumb screw. You just unscrew that, tip the computer on its side, and just all the gravity just pushes all of it out. And then I have a separate power supply with a paper clip in it, so that as soon as you switch it on, it powers everything. So I plug that into the water pump, and it powers the water pump in my PC without any power to my PC, and it pumps every like little last bit of water out. And then I just fill it with like distilled water, pump that through, and like connect the dodgy paper clip power supply to it, and pump all like distilled water through, and then just put like coolant in it. It takes like half an hour or so. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish.
Freaking hell! I just can't believe that AI. That sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I got this one second hand off someone.
Yeah.
So
I would try everything. That plug on the pump and the heatsink and that looks exactly like the right size to be a plug to.
The one on the top.
Yeah, the one you're trying to undo right now, I think. Because like everything's quarter inch in like water cooling, and it looks like a quarter inch sort of side.
Yeah. Tell you what, I'm gonna see this thing they've done here. Oh, hang on, I've got to move the GPU a bit so you can see it. They've cable tied 2 cables straight onto a piece of copper.
I've got a mad stream delay right now.
No, it's all
I'm
good.
waiting to see that.
So I think I'm gonna go a bit crazy. I think I'm gonna take that off.
Oh man, you should get a water block for that, and I'll like do a little hard loop with you. There's so much fun, man. It's a lot of fun to do, and it's mad because you build it yourself and like you make it like serviceable. And I'm up to like 4 years on my hard cooled loop, and it's good. It works really well.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with it, man. And I've moved it to lands and all that a lot, but yeah. Yeah, I see it. Cable ties. Oh, right. Is the what? Who makes the AIO? Sorry.
It's it's a gigabyte one. Aorus.
Okay, so
The GPU.
yeah,
It's the whole.
Yeah.
It's all one thing.
So that's factory. Is that factory?
This is
water cooled,
factory. Yeah, factory.
Yeah. Cable
That's
tie,
what's
man.
the tricky thing to figure out. That's why if I show you the color of some of the stuff under the block, it looks like shit.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, thermal paste and stuff. All right, I've got that wire out of the way a bit better now.
Oh, and like if you can, like as always, if you ever do anything, like take off the pump and heatsink and like re-thermal paste it. You know, how, like everyone always says, just always redo it, because they always use really cheap thermal paste in the factory to save on money.
Yeah, it's just
Like,
that at
at
the moment.
work, but not for long. Yeah.
I don't know how much I want to change that.
Oh well, I mean, it's like an easy job if you have some like you don't even people think you need alcohol.
No,
like you don't.
it's like
I don't think you do. Like, yeah.
the copper is like thermal padded onto the. There's like thermal pads on things, and there's like multiple layers of the paste. So I don't really want to take all that off right now.
Yeah, friggin' hell.
I'm just
Man,
trying
this is making like water cooling, like hard looping, like look easy. Watching you do this, and it's like, because like mine, it was built for my car. It was like take off the factory cooler, and then it came with new screws, and it's like screw the new water block on, put thermal paste on, and you had to stick little thermal pads on all the VRAM and all that, because the water blocks like cool the whole thing, like they cool the processor and like all the little VRAM things and all that.
Yeah.
And it's like screw it on, and then like mount it, and then like connect your components in, and then put it somewhere to fill it up with, like do it yourself, and then you fill it up. Right? Yeah, this is yay, man. It should be so obvious.
I think it's that. Yeah, I do think it is that square.
It must be because like yeah, when you do like hard loop, like everything can be. Like all the plugs are thumb screws. Like you just undo them by hand. I think there's like 4 thumb screw plugs in. Oh, 5, including the one I put in, the extra one. But yeah, there's like 5 thumb screw plugs I could like fill up from. Can you show us like a close up of that like plug?
Yeah, I've mounted it a bit.
Oh yeah, plastic.
Yeah. I'm trying to use a flathead to do like the edges of the diamond. See the yummy thermal paste as well?
What? Alright, you're showing me the plug now, I think. Yeah. This is my stream delay. I think it's like 20 seconds out of it. Oh, yeah, there we go. What the hell is that? What the heck, man?
It's not mold, it's the light, Jack.
It's like a... What the heck, man?
The shape, yeah.
That's ridiculous. What the hell is going on with this thing, man? This is like the messiest crap I've ever seen. What is going on here? There's like... this crap. And then like this square drive thing to undo it. What on earth?
I don't know how well you can see it. I'm moving the camera now
I can see it. I can see
to show you
it,
the
yeah.
other side.
Yeah.
The places where the pipes go in on this side have a hex head, but they just turn infinitely.
Yeah, so they may have been like it. Yeah, they've been like pressed in probably, and like they're made to just spin freely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that sucks, man.
And then this is the rad side. I'll show you that as well.
Yeah, I'm seeing it now. I'm seeing the block or the pump. Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. So I have like little square drive things. You can like undo them for the.
They just spin.
tube, but, like, they just spin free. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty standard rad on the other side.
And you've tried to untwist them from the rad, and like same thing.
They don't untwist on the rad side.
They don't turn at all. Yeah, interesting.
I could probably just clean pull the pipe off on the rad side. Which isn't a bad idea, I don't think.
And there's no liquid in here. It's all gone.
No, it's bone dry.
So weird.
Well, not quite bone dry, but there's like... Yeah, if I spat, it'd probably be more liquid than what's in there.
Oh, yeah, man. What do you have a GPU for the LAN?
I mean, I'm using my 1060 at the moment.
Yeah. What's this GPU?
A 2080.
I remember that you bought this one secondhand.
Yeah.
Well,
So
yeah,
they
so
they
how did
reckon
you find out? You just see your thermals going through the roof, like, and you were like,
it
oh,
was idling at 80, and then as soon as it did anything, and I mean anything, like handling audio, it went up to 100 degrees.
Yeah, it's gone, man. Yeah, so but that's good. Card's still good, so you got onto it quickly. I almost feel like, I don't know, man. It's a good card, so like you just want to friggin' buy another cooler for it.
But I don't know how you would do that for something like this.
What's your card? I'll start googling, man. Start seeing if I can help
Yeah, I
you.
did a whole lot of googling yesterday. It's
AORS 3080.
Aorus Waterforce 2080. Just a 2080, not a TI or a Super or whatever crap there is.
Yeah, sick. Because, like, yeah, with coolers, a lot of the cards can use a Founders, like a cooler made for a Founders Edition card. You know what Founders Edition is, yeah?
Yeah, rich kid stuff. It's like the original, yeah.
Yeah, the original, yeah. But except for Azus Strix cards, they're like legit, like all rearranged in that. So you, like, a lot of time you have to buy a specific Strix cooler, which I have a Strix card, so I had to buy a Strix cooler. But I got lucky. Some dude was just selling one day, and that is why I have a water cooled PT, because the dude was selling one for like $100 or something. I was like, freaking hell, that's mad. It was like 350 new for it, and it's still going. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm gonna turn the gain up on the mic really high. See if you guys can hear the water going through it. There. Tell me if you guys heard that come through or not.
I didn't really hear anything.
I don't know if everything else has to be turned down heaps. You did hear it, Jared? They're like little... a little nothing. Clip it if you heard it. That way, if anyone missed it, they can go back and try and hear it. Sounded like what cum looks like. Mm-hmm. Pretty accurate. Yeah, I was reading and it says that AIOs over... like good ones will last about 5 years max, and then the others are like just the average lifespan before all the liquid's gone out of it, if it's going to be like that. That's just something I was reading though. I feel like the one you first gave me was still going well, but maybe it's because it wasn't used as much. Are you still there, Joey?
Yeah, man. I was just looking at water block, but like no one, as always with these things, like because everything's like 3080 now, you can't get them anymore. Which sucks. It's just like, oh yeah, they made one. They make a water block for it, but like no one sells them, so can't buy them. Can't even buy them from like the manufacturer. They don't make them anymore. I guess that's this. Oh no, found one. It's overseas, but yeah, not really what you want. But
so
it says it's delivered to Australia, but yeah, it's a water block for your GPU.
Yeah.
It cost you 143 Australian dollars, which actually is very cheap.
Yeah, that's not too bad at all. What's that for?
They retail at 240. It's a water block for your GPU.
To do a custom loop.
Yeah, so you got to do custom. Cheapest way forward is if you just want to leave your, like you have an AIO for your CPU, yeah?
No. I just have a fan.
No. Oh, air cool. Okay.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine for it. It's a stock fan. The Ryzen stock fans work well.
Yeah, they do work well. Because yeah, you can get like a pretty cheap like little water pump and just some like soft tubing, so you don't have to bend anything. And then a little radiator, like a 120 or something. You know, a GPU only needs a 120. Yours is a 240, which is interesting, but yeah, they don't.
Oh, I'd get the same size.
Yeah, so you can get a 240. Because then eventually, say you go in the future, you've got the water pump and that, well, then you can chuck it on the CPU when you get time. But
if there's
it's a way forward. It's a way forward to reuse the 2080, and at least it work. I'll link you to the water block. It's RGB as well, man. It's a freaking nice looking water block, man.
Okay.
It's an EK water block.
So you're saying my choice is that, or I buy a new GPU? So what I'm hearing right now is there's no harm in me trying to yank off one of these pipes. If I try and yank a pipe off the radiator.
Pretty much, because no one makes an AIO kit, obviously, for that GPU because it comes stock with an AIO. So yeah, your only choice is to go with water block.
Yeah. So if somehow I manage to yank this pipe off, fill it, and get the pipe back on, that's epic. But if not, I have to do what you're suggesting anyway. So what I'm saying is there's no harm in me trying to pull this pipe off now.
Yeah, I'll link it to the water block, man.
If I pull the pipe off away from the GPU so I don't risk breaking the GPU.
Baby James is crying.
Is he? He was.
out of nowhere. Yeah, alright, I'm just gonna try and pull this off, see what happens.
Yeah, I would pull it off, like radiator side, I guess. Yeah, like you said.
Yeah. Like, it matters if I pull it off on the GPU side and everything gushes out and destroys it. But there's barely anything in here. I don't even feel the need to really make sure the water's away from where I'm pulling it out, because there's like, or the coolant rather, there's just nothing in here. It's like a dribble.
A dribble?
It's a wee dribble.
I was thinking like ghetto ways of fixing it, and like my best thought is like, do you have a pot rivet gun?
A gun? No, I'm not a disgusting outlaw.
Do you have a pot riveter?
A pop
or access to one? Your dad would have one.
Riveter. What does it do? That'd probably be the easiest way for me to know.
Yeah, it puts in rivets, and you probably see like rivets on like the outside of your radiator to like fix two bits of metal
those
together.
things? Yeah, no, I don't have one of them.
And like a standard pot rivet gun does
That
rivets
probably
up
does.
to like 5/16 of an inch, so that's 4.8 millimeters, or 4.7 millimeters. But yeah, you can get like a 5/16 drill bit and drill a hole in the radiator, fill it up, and then
put a
bit of silicone and a pot rivet, and like the pot rivet expands and closes up the hole, just like how there are already pot rivets on the radiator. And it's not like really high pressure. I imagine when it was hot, but yeah, I mean it's a ghetto way of like getting it in there, man. You drill a hole in like the top of the tank there. And,
what if I just pour the coolant all over the radiator? Does that work?
oh yeah, it absorbs the metal. Yeah, nah, because yeah, like that's like. That what I just said would work pretty well. It'd be like a side of the road fix, you know, like how people fix their cars. And
Yeah, like if like
keep
the
it going,
tire's
man.
gone out. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Alright, I'm gonna
can
get a
you see-
bit
can you see,
rough
like,
right now.
The three big like circle things on the side of your radiator.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try using pliers and pull off this pipe.
Yeah. Do you have a vice grip, like a clamping or locking pliers? You ever seen them?
Yeah, I have. I don't have them.
Oh yeah.
It just doesn't want to. Man, how do they put them on? Because it just doesn't want to come off. Do I have to undo whatever this like tapey looking stuff is around it? But then I wouldn't know what to replace that with. So Joey, this cooling block is about $150. How much is a small pump?
A water block. Pump you can get for like, I don't know. I haven't bought one for 4 years, but water pump PC. Let's have a look. Anywhere between like 60 and 100 sort of dollars. $100 for a really like a good one. Anything over $100, like really good.
And then what do you reckon the soft tubing will cost?
Some of them are a lot more expensive. What else has they got? Soft tubing. I think you can get. Let's have a look at the water pump kit. See what they can. A lot of them can just. Oh wait, I need to do PC as well.
Because I mean, I've already got this bottle of coolant here, which I got. So I already have that. If I'd known we were going to do this, I would have put in something more interesting than transparent, but whatever. Actually, you were saying the colored ones have issues, hey? They're more work.
Yeah. Like I put black in mine, but I wish I never did. There's like bits of
Actually, color's probably better. At least then I've got the RGB, mate.
yeah. So like Thermal Take does like a soft tubing kit, but it comes with, because I mean just about everyone who does it, it comes with a CPU water block, and that's like $550. But that's everything. That's radiator, that's fans, which I know you wouldn't need. So
no, I don't.
Well, you need the radiator, yeah, but not the fans. But, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey. Hi. How's it going?
Not well at all.
Okay. What's happening?
There's no way to get the liquid into it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they made it so that you could not fix it.
What?
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
So they made it so it can break.
Yeah, well, not so it breaks, so that it has a finite lifespan that you can't extend.
That's really dumb.
So Joey's been talking to me about another way we can fix it.
How?
It costs a bit more than a $30 bottle of coolant, but so pretty much you can get
You can get a kit. You can get a kit here for $300. That's the cheapest, but it comes with a CPU cooler. This is without me actually putting the parts together separately.
Yeah, so you get a like what's on here, right? You get a water block bit that sits on this. Joey found one specifically for this for about $150, which is that specific part. And then the other bits you need then is a pump to pump the coolant, soft tubing, which is like this, and radiator like this. I can reuse these fans. I've got a bunch of other fans, so I don't actually, unless it's quite significantly cheaper, it doesn't sound like these kits are a good way of going. Joe was saying you could, some of the pumps were like $60 to $100 for the pump. So water block 150, pump about 60 to 100. I don't know how much like radiators work. I feel like you could get I feel like there'd be a pump radiator combo, but I'm not sure.
Not really.
Maybe not.
Pretty much
Maybe
you have to go.
How they work.
Pretty much you have to go.
Because these things are typically for CPUs. The kits are built for people doing it with CPUs.
Yeah.
I can't believe they built it so you can't fix it.
Yeah. So like, it's the only way you can.
Screw off at all.
No, like watch how hard. Watch this. don't pull on the GPU.
Oh, sorry. That's really dumb.
There's one thing we think might come off, but you need something that has a square head to unscrew it. And it doesn't even really look like it unscrews. I put a flat head in it and tried turning it, and it just like disintegrated the plastic.
Pull him up. Give him some abuse. Why won't you let me?
It's outside of warranty.
I just feel like you don't care about the environment. I'm gonna put.
You don't care about the environment, and then I like start a social media campaign.
Why are you contributing to the waste in our world? Why do you make something that can't be fixed?
You can't ask that question seriously as a PC enthusiast.
This is like a $2,000 GPU. We didn't spend $2,000 on the GPU. That's why I'm not so like mad. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, but they're not gonna. They wouldn't do anything. The most they could do is probably tell me what I already know, which is if I really want to replace it, you take all this off and then you have to replace all the thermal stuff when you go to put it back on.
Oh my god.
And I don't feel really confident doing that.
Yeah, that seems risky. You can do that.
I'd be willing to do it for this water block idea, to like a long-term solution that I won't have to change again. But to put this weird thing back on that I know will be annoying to replace if I ever have to do it again in the future. will be really, really frustrating. So anyway, that's where things are at. Oh, Joey did have another solution. We can stab a hole in the side of the radiator.
Oh yeah.
Drill. Sorry, stab with a drill.
Drill.
Stab multiple times with a drill into there. Then we fill it, and then we put a rivet in.
Doesn't seem like a half bad idea.
Yeah, it'll work.
It'll
I just
work.
I can't guarantee it'll work like for longer than a few years, I guess. Just because I don't know, I just think that maybe the pressure acting on it, but man, freaking a 5mm rivet in there, or like a 5/16 rivet.
Hey Joey, you're coming to the land, right?
Yeah, I have all the tools and the rivets on me in my car.
Oh my god.
And the drill. We've got the pop rivet gun, man.
All right, so if I bring this thing to the land with my coolant,
I mean, we can try it, man.
But like,
Yeah.
if that doesn't work, say that doesn't work, you can still try the other idea, right? You'll just have to buy
the more expensive idea.
Yeah, but like
Yes,
you can try
yes.
that and see.
Yeah. We already decided that the expensive idea exists.
Yeah.
And I can always break it. I honestly, yeah, I'll think about getting the water block sooner than later because you're saying there weren't many.
I'm pricing up the kit,
water
man.
block bit.
Oh, freaking hell! The kits with remember the kit I said like $300, the thermal take one.
Yeah.
I like priced up the individual bits, but like M-Wave sells all EK stuff. EK is like a little bit more like, you know.
Yeah,
good
they're one of the
quality.
good
Thermal
brands.
Take's cheap. I did all thermal take in mine. Been running for 4 years. It's good.
Yeah.
But I did like the M-Wave kit, everything you'd need to cool your GPU only. So like pump reservoir, which I can only get for 160 by itself. The pumps you can get for 100, but they don't have a reservoir in them, so it's pretty useless. You're putting a separate reservoir in, probably going to cost you more.
Yeah.
And more fittings. Fittings, if you buy them individually, are like $8, $10, $12 each fitting.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, $24 more for fittings just to fit that, or four. It really is 4 more. So it's like pump reservoir, enough fittings to get it done, tubing, radiator, $310. It's like, and the water block on top is 100. And I found it. The website does the block even cheaper. If you buy a backplate with it, they discount it further, and you get it for 135. I was like, why?
Oh, okay.
But you
Cool.
do. Yeah.
At least you get a hectic backplate, I suppose.
I'm just so confused. Yeah, I mean, the backplate is kind of necessary because otherwise you're literally looking at the top of the card when you put it in there.
Well,
The backplate-
like
I mean,
my one
backplate
already
is
has a
top
backplate,
plate,
but yeah.
Yeah, I think it's that yeah, I'm just confused. I mean, it sort of. I thought they came together in a box like mine did, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, mine has a backplate, but yeah, if it makes it cheaper anyway, it doesn't matter.
Everyone's different, man, and you have to buy the RGB cables separately. It's like $12.10 for the cable to plug in RGB.
So with the backplate discount, I can then afford the RGB cables.
RGB cable, man. Yeah, true. But yeah, man. Freaking yeah, because then we could do it, man. But I mean, the only thing is, I'm on Central Coast, and you know, I'll definitely help you bend all the pipes and that. It's good fun, man. It's a good thing to learn. It's like it's mad. You step back and look at it, you're like freaking like crafted, man. It's like I crafted this, man.
Well, I'd
and then
probably
you'll
go soft tubing just for now, because I'd only be doing the GPU.
The soft tubing you can only buy in a kit.
Oh, really?
Which is the $300 kit, yeah, because it's all like proprietary. So like, whoever makes the soft tubing has to make the fittings, basically, and then you have to buy them together. And then they only sell that in a kit with their own radiator, their own fan, their own CPU block. But like, the Thermaltake kit is $300. It cools everything. I mean, just buy. You need to buy 2 more fittings to do your GPU, but it comes with a 240 radiator. So, wait, no. The $300 one comes with a 140 radiator, which is a weird size for a 140mm fan.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Well,
yeah, I've used Thermaltake in mine, man. It's run for 4 years, man.
yeah, I don't mind Thermaltake as a brand. They're fine.
Mm.
It's the coolant I bought. I bought Thermaltake coolant. Man, I'm just sad that nothing comes off. Let me just think for a minute. Really, really think if there's a square thing that I can try and undo this thing with. Honestly, if I have to end up going the full custom option, it'll be the 100 subs that end up paying for the for all of that.
True, man. Yeah. Freaking keeping the stream going, man.
Yeah. Because I won't be able to stream unless this gets fixed. Or I buy another GPU. Because the 1060 can't do it. I can try in a bit. It's running fine now because it's only handling what you're seeing on screen. But if it was... I have to see how it goes. If it can capture the game as well.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, maybe I can try CPU encoding instead of GPU, but I don't know if that'll work very well. Why do I have that square?
Yeah, it just sucks, man. Like, with the way things go with technology these days, it's like, oh yeah, that card's how old's a 2080 now? Like 3 years old? Not even. I don't know.
Well, I think it's more
they're like, oh, yeah,
than that.
Yeah, 3 or 4 years old. Yeah, we don't support that anymore. Like, no, there's nothing. It's just they only support the newest card. I mean, yeah. So when my I got a 1080, man. When that blows or whatever, or whatever, my water block stuffs up. I mean,
They
get
are a
whole new
very
card.
popular card though, so there's still quite a fair bit of support for those things, for the 1080s in particular, and the 1080 Ti's.
Were hot, man. Yeah. Still goes strong, man. 1080p gaming, man. It still does everything. But what I said before about water blocks, it seems things have changed, obviously, with the new cards. It's like, there's a water block for like every single card now. It's like ARS water block, ARS 2080 water block, Gigabyte 2080 water block. Like, every single one has its own. Whereas when I was looking for water blocks for 1080s, there was two. There was Founders Edition and every other 1080, and then there was a Strix 1080 water block. There were two. That was it.
Far out.
Yeah, and now it's like every brand, even ARS and Gigabyte, are different. Yeah,
Oh,
it's the way things change.
far out. I'm pretty annoyed. It shouldn't have to cost this much to fix this. It should have only cost me a $30 bottle of coolant.
It should have.
I'm just gonna go out to my garage. I think I might have something that could fit in there. Hey Flurry, how you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. Just trying to fix my GPU. That's what we're doing today. However, it probably won't happen today, but I'm still holding out hope. Alright, I'm back. I think this is too big as well. Yep, rip. Way too big. So this GPU Flurry has a built-in AIO, like a manufacturer one, and there's no more liquid in it. It's very little liquid at all. So I was hoping to just be able to replace the coolant, but I can't figure out a way to get in to any of it without taking the whole thing off the actual chipset, which is a real pain in the ass to try and then replace. So that's where we're at. And we're thinking we're just going to have to do a custom loop kind of thing to not have the card become useless. Oh, Joey.
What? I'm watching. Did you get it off?
It's turning.
It's turning. Beautiful. Let's see what's in there. This is good. Surely that's how they got it in, and they have some sort of proprietary tool they use.
I think I might be threading it though. I don't know how long this will last, but I'll try and be fair.
I mean, it looked like it was coming out, alright.
Oh no. Come on.
Thank you for subscribing.
Oh man, it's just spinning on the spot.
White Loafer gifted a tier 1 sub to Big Balabarbi. They have given 15 gift subs in the channel.
Nah, it's out of warranty. Thanks for the sub, Jared. I do really appreciate that, man. Thanks heaps. Oh, yo. Sick. Alright. Apparently, Lauren has sent me a video. Where's my mouse ended up? Oh, she sent me a teardown.
It's in a different language. But go to the timestamp.
What timestamp?
I sent you a timestamp. Also, here's my baby.
2047.
He sent a really sweet message about Rue. Thank you.
Yo.
Showing.
It's rude.
I know, she's awake. You're awake just to go back to sleep. Oh. Oh. I took you out of the wrap. You didn't like that.
I was right.
He cuts it.
You have to cut that tape off.
Yeah, but like, you should see how he reattached.
Where? Where's the reattach?
It's later. He doesn't actually reattach the same tubing. Look at what he does. Are you watching this on? Are you?
No, hang on. Sorry, everyone. Hang on. I'm just looking at it, fascinated. Maybe this could work. I'll go back to where he cuts it. I'll show you.
Yeah. Oh, miss, you're sucking.
Give the GPU to Ruth. Yeah, I reckon that'll probably work.
Do you reckon you can fix it?
Do I have chat on here?
Oh, wait, no. You're hungry already, huh? Do you want to get some of those ASMR Ruth sucking her hand sounds? Are you sucking your
They're
hand?
probably already getting it, to be honest.
Can you hear Ruth
I want
sucking?
the farting sound.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to capture.
She farted on when Andrew's Poppy was holding her quite a few times.
So look here. He cuts the piece of tape I was saying we probably had to cut.
Yeah.
Pog Ruth emote. We'll see if she ever makes the face. So can you see it, Joe?
Yeah, very nice. I can see it. Yeah.
He's cutting. Oh, it's kind of under my webcam, but he's cutting the cable off. And then where did I see him?
Does it have to be under the webcam the whole time?
What if I slide that over? There you go. So he's like cut it off. He's cutting both of them off. I don't know if I need to cut both, but
Wow, so they're like just pressed on, man. It's just
yeah, that's why I thought I could just
It looks like they
pull them off,
like they've
wow.
like heat gunned it or something.
Yeah, well no, because I think they get the
And then what? He just gets normal tubing.
normal tubing, but you need to see how he connects it.
Oh, cable ties. Let's go.
Two cable size. It works.
Oh yeah. Is that? It's almost like radiator tube, like cars, like
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Cable ties, man, freaking works. As long as they're barbed, it works, man. You put two on, man. Yeah.
If it's two, ultra, like, it works.
Yeah. That's not coming off, man. Yeah.
That's what he does.
But better off with a hose clamp. I mean, like go down to like a super cheap
Yeah,
order,
yeah.
like a little box of hose clamps for like $3 or something.
That is exactly where my brain went. I went, dude,
Yeah.
could you not afford a hose clamp over these cable ties?
Yeah. But yeah, they would work too. They would do the job.
Oh, I know.
Well, better get started, man.
I don't know if I have tubing like that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, at least if you get it off, you can just take it to Super Cheap or whoever. Auto shop, take the radiator there, just start fitting them on, man, and get the best one, get a hose clamp, and that's it. You're good to go.
They don't have that kind of thing at Bunnings?
No, not Bunnings. No, it's an automotive thing. I mean,
Okay.
they might, but yeah, it would be auto parts for sure. Or yeah, like Super Cheap would be good. They have a lot of heater hose. Bullseye is the freaking best, man. There's like heaps of Bullseye auto parts on the Central Coast.
Bullseye.
They have everything, but they only have one of everything. It's so good, but literally everything in the store, man. Way more than Super Cheap, but you can't find more than one a lot of the time.
Oh my gosh. What are you doing, Laura?
I broke it. I'm wrecking the set. I don't know. Why did
Yeah,
you
so like main problem with that whole thing that dude did is like you fill it up, and I mean I don't see how you fill it up with. You're gonna have a fair few air lock, like air bubbles and that, but I mean I guess it's still gonna work.
Oh, the guy
It's not ideal, but it'll work.
He runs it.
You could see he runs the watch it from where I sent it to you. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, it's mad. Like when I do my loop,
He runs
like,
it
I
in
can
the
fill it up,
cooler.
I'm like, yeah, okay.
Do you want to actually watch this thing?
Yeah, I mean, dude, this is what you're gonna do, yeah? Like, this is the cheapest way of doing it.
Yeah. Oh, this is him draining it. Why has he got green? Oh, is it green?
Yeah, that would be the factory coolant, I guess, yeah.
Oh no, I think it's his because he's replacing it also with green.
Yeah. But it looks like he pulled off the factory stuff, yeah? To cut off the tubes, and they look like factory tubes, so...
Yeah,
surely
yeah,
it's a factory
true.
coolant.
True. And then what, he's syringing it in.
Interesting. I mean, smart though, yeah, it's less messy. Has he got it, like, in the PT now?
I just have a little funnel.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, it would be less messy if you didn't fill it up so much, but how does he run it? That's what I'm wondering. I suppose one of the cables has to be a power cable for the pump. So you can just plug that in without plugging in the whole GPU, and I suppose it will run.
I mean, and you could also just like turn on your computer and then just turn off the power supply and just like flick the pump on quickly. But
that's not how this.
That's not how he does it.
මේක සර්කියුලේට් වෙන්න ගන්නවා කූලන්ට් එතකොට එයා ට්‍රැප් වෙලා තියෙනවා නම් කූලන්ට් ඒ එයා බබල්ස් ඔක්කොම එළියට එනවා
because he doesn't have it connected to the GPU here.
He has it connected to like his power supply.
He has it connected to RGB, I think.
Yeah, that works too because they use those AIO pumps use very low voltage. Not voltage, like amps and stuff, yeah. Well, actually, yeah, voltage too. Like, power supplies run two different voltages. That's what's so interesting about them. They run like the 5 volt circuit and the 12 volt through your computer.
I'm just not sure what he's achieving here.
What's that?
What's he achieving by running it right now?
Getting out air bubbles. So he's pumped coolant in there, but there's lots of air bubbles. And so like when I fill up my coolant, it needs to sit with just the pump running. So that's why I said I have that dodgy paperclip power supply.
Isn't he just going to get air in it when he takes the tubes out in a second?
If he pumps all the air bubbles out and then closes off the tube with his fingers and then puts them up so that gravity pushes all the coolant down, there'll be no air bubbles in there. They'll all be like solid fluid, which is what you want.
Oh, if he puts his finger over it in the liquid.
Yeah, so it just closes off the end of the pipe so they can't let any air in.
Yeah.
Man, this is so freaking impractical. It's so hard to watch. Wait, what is he doing there? Oh, he's just showing you that it's working. Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
he's not doing
just showing you that it's...
Yeah. I'm like 10 seconds behind, I know.
It's in another language. I imagine he's saying here, check that your connector is okay.
Yeah, just check it, man. Yeah, it's a good idea. You're better off doing it, obviously, with a separate power supply to the one that's in the computer, but I don't think he has that. So. Just so you're not running the whole computer, like running the motherboard and all that, just in case something goes terribly wrong.
What does he do here? Is he going to stick the whole thing in the liquid?
The radiator?
Yeah, I feel like he's about to do that.
I mean...
No, okay. Maybe. I don't know.
I would say like the best way of doing it would be to fill up the radiator, connect the hoses to it, just hold them on, don't like clamp them off, then run the pump for a bit, then take them off, fill it up even further, then run it for a bit, just to get all the air bubbles out. But like, yeah, I don't know,
You would fill it into the rad, right? Not into the little block that goes onto the GPU.
Yeah, into the radiator. Yeah.
Yeah, was my thought pattern as well.
What is he? I can't wait to see what he's going to do, man. This is a pretty.
Yeah, I was right. He put the whole radiator into the liquid. So that it doesn't get any air. So then he's going to keep running it, and it will run through the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good idea. He just needs a bigger bucket to make this easier. Just more area in there to do what he's doing. But yeah, he's just pumping it straight in there.
So
Like,
now he's just running it, and then when he is satisfied, he's just going to put the other tube on, and theoretically there should be no air bubbles at all, right?
Well, you can just watch all the air bubbles come out. Yeah, you can just watch them all and let it sit there for like 5 minutes or so.
And when it's done, if he turns it off and then plugs it in, it'll be fine. As long as nothing comes up out of the
liquid. You connect the other
liquid.
tube. Once you know all the air bubbles are gone, you connect the other tube in and then turn it off, and then it's sealed, and then you're done. So we should freaking do this, man. This is it, man. You just need to. So while you're on stream, you should cut the tubing off. You're gonna chuck out the old tubing.
On stream.
Take your. I think you should. It didn't take him too long. Just like a good sharp Stanley knife, and like just like cut all the crap away, and then just like pull them off. And then then tomorrow take your radiator to like an auto parts store. Yeah, a lot of guys would be happy to help, man. Just freaking ask them, go like, hey, I'm after a heater hose that's this size to fit on this bar.
Oi, pussy boy. I'm a PC enthusiast.
Burson, you know Burson Auto Parts?
I don't give a crap about your car stuff. I'm here.
Yo, sheesh.
Oh, Sheesh is here. How you doing, man? Welcome. As the title says, we are more on the side of repairing than destroying, but we are about to enact some destruction in order to repair. Alright, I've got my pocket knife here. Let's see if it'll cut it, I guess. I kind of... I'm trying to think if there's a way I can cut it that you guys can see, but I don't know.
You might need a sharper knife than that. Is that pretty sharp?
It's pretty sharp, yeah.
Okay.
I'd say it's as sharp as a Stanley knife.
Like I would get like a fresh Stanley knife blade.
Yeah, I could go and do that. Yeah, I'll be back. I'll go get a fresh Stanley knife. Well, my Stanley knife, which has fresh blades in it. I'll be back. I'll go to the shops and buy a fresh Stanley knife.
Alright, I'm gonna close all my tabs for water cooling. That was gonna cost Andrew like $450. Cause man, don't freaking need that anymore, man. Although it would be less janky to do a new loop and have it work and cool the CPU too, man. I mean, share the radiator, but like this will work. It will. And I'd love to help fix it, man. I'm gonna come down on Saturday.
All right. Oh, there we go. Okay, I've got the Stanley knife.
Whoa! It has its own case. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, it's got a belt case, so you can slap it on your belt, draw it like a gun. Boom. There's a secret button that fires the Stanley knife out the end.
Ah, around. That is a Stanley knife, man. Is that Stanley? It's legit Stanley
as well. It's on.
Wow.
It's branded. Look at that.
I actually have a Stanley knife that's 10 years old, and it's so sentimental to me, man.
Oh, look at that. Got the back holding spot for all of them. It's not like the other ones where you open it up It's just
Mate,
got
that
a little,
looks brand new.
It's got a
like
little
it's
boot.
never been used.
It is mainly used for opening kitty litter bags and boxes. When you're painting, there's not really much. You just kind of cut the ends off the piping guns. So like, it's really only the blade that gets stuff on it.
I use mine a lot. My Stanley knife used to be bright red all over, and it's now like silver with some tiny bits of like red paint left. It's beautiful, man. It's a work of art. And if I ever lose that thing, I'm actually gonna cry. Like, no joke, man. I swear I will start tearing up, man. It means so much to me, that knife.
Yeah.
Everything else, man. Hammers. I go through a hammer once every like 3 years or so. Tool belts, all that. Like, it all gets chucked out. Tape measures like once every couple of months. Chisel once every 2 years. But yeah, Stanley knife, man. I've had that for 10 years. Like, it always stays there, and it's holding on, man. It's on its last leg. It has like little bits inside it that's supposed to like keep it all centered in that, and they're all broken. So like, I have to like hold it like tight with my hand. A little like blade guide thing broke, and like it's like, but yeah. Everyone I work with ever, like all the blokes who used to work with me, all the guys I work with now, like all know that Stanley knife means a lot to me.
All right, one pipe's off.
Yeah, beautiful, man. I'm glad you did that, man. It's awesome.
Oh, it's crazy that Lauren found that. She must have been watching through the whole thing. Because I was looking for... I suppose I wasn't thinking about teardown guides when I was looking for something to replace the coolant. I was looking for people who were replacing the coolant.
Yeah, I'd be happy, man. I'll bring my like PC kit. I have like a toolbox,
just
like,
pissed on me.
And I have that power supply that can run separately to the PC. So maybe we can like if you can get the hose, man, and the clamps, I'd be happy to do that like at the LAN with my like separate power supply, so we can do it separately to the computer.
It pissed coolant all over me.
At least it's not on the chipset and all that. Yeah.
There's green shit everywhere.
Yeah, that's the yeah.
What is this, a car? It's all
it
over
looks
my
like
pants.
car coolant, man. It's like literally, it's like antifreeze.
Yeah. Oh, I just need something to clean it up off the floor. Freaking hell. Alright, now that I've got it off this side, I'm going to hold the GPU up. And then it should drain the rest, anything that's in the GPU block side. Joey, you see how in his one, he's taken the whole GPU block bit off?
Yeah, he has. That's right. Which, like, I would always recommend. I almost think yours is like literally like chemically stuck on. It's like pushed on. I wonder if it just pulls off almost with like a scraper or something. But
I think it's stuck on with thermal pads.
Yeah. So like, I wonder if it pulls off. But yeah, you'd have to find somewhere solid to like push on.
That bit that you're saying that's really gross is not what connects it to the chip.
No, that's like
that's the pump connected to the big bit of copper.
Oh yeah.
Even in his video, he didn't take that bit off.
But yeah, taking that off would be so helpful. And then thermal paste, and I don't know, how do you hold it back on? But does the back plate hold it on?
Okay. So, if we picture it like a CPU for the moment, which I mean is really what it looks like underneath, I'm pretty sure, but I've never seen it. I imagine what it is like is there's a big piece of copper. I imagine that big piece of copper is thermal pasted onto the GPU section, right?
Yeah.
And then it seems to have thermal pads also connecting the copper to other parts of the card itself, not exactly the chip.
Yeah.
And then that piece of copper has all that shitty, moldy looking crap connecting the pump to the copper.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know.
Is it in the guy's video? Does he show earlier on?
I managed to get off. There's these screws on the side that would be the back plate. You undo those screws, and that's what's holding the copper on. And from that point, you can peel it off, but you have to then replace all the cooling stuff you took off, including the pads.
But does the does the backplate hold the pump on at all?
Yeah, so you'd have to take the copper piece off the chipset, and then there's screws on the other side of that to then take the pump off the copper. It's underneath.
Yeah, that's weird, but yeah, I'm pretty sure if you can take it off. I mean, I would just watch his whole video because that's super helpful that dude did that.
Yeah, I don't think we necessarily need to take it off the card.
Not really. No, you don't. No, there's not really any point. It's the only reason you would is just because as you cut those pipes off now, you're just gonna get a little bit of coolant on the card. But dude, like I've heard of people putting the cards in a dishwasher, man. Have you heard of that?
No.
Yeah, people do it and then they dry them, like let them dry, and they're like clean.
Because they didn't run.
What's that?
Because they didn't run. There wasn't any charge.
No. As in, like, nothing goes wrong. If it's not turned on, nothing shorts out. And then you let it dry completely, obviously for days, and let every bit of water, and it looks brand new. Because if you don't turn it on while there's water there, and then you let it dry, there's no water present to short anything out. So then it just goes back on like normal. It's dry. There's no water there. So there's no problem, basically. As long as you have wet electrical components and turn them on, it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. I just did something a bit dumb.
I noticed drip cooling everywhere.
Yeah. I forgot that the pipe wasn't on it.
Yeah, you used to like picking it up and all that, yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're stuck together with all these wires and shit, so I was trying to undo all the wires so I can move the radiator away.
When I do my water cooling, I have paper towel everywhere, man. I like stuff it inside the case and that. There's like just little bits like come out the opening and just go on stuff.
Yeah, I just got some tissues. Alright. Well, let's drain the radiator.
Can I see the barbs on the radio? Yeah. The inlets and outlets and that?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to... Well, it was actually pretty full, honestly. I wonder... Actually, no. It's not very full at all. I don't think so, at least. For how much liquid I would imagine it'd have in it.
Yeah, I just wonder if the pump is the pump. Do we know if the pump's working? But we will find out. But yeah,
We'll find out.
It could be that there's enough liquid in there, but the pump just doesn't work.
Doesn't seem like enough liquid. Like, how much liquid would be in a system like this?
Not heaps. With a radiator like that, there's not much room for liquid. See that like tiny little black bit up the top? That little like extra bit, and the bottom, that's like the only bits in the tank. It's like, and then the fins hold like nothing. It's like those little tube.
Would these tanks be full, like what I'm seeing?
They would, but there's not much in it. Yeah, there's not much.
That is definitely less than the amount of liquids that come out.
Yeah, because like they have like tubes that run in between all the little fins and that, and they hold liquid, and then just that top and bottom bit are like tank, but like there's not much in a radiator.
Unless there's a block in it, maybe.
It's pretty unlikely. I think like most likely thing usually with AIOs is that the pump's broken, but like the coolant can like change sort of, and I don't know if it like evaporates, but like I don't know.
Yeah, maybe the pump died.
Yeah, it's possible. It's pretty likely because like a lot of people say that with AIO pumps. Like yeah, the pump, broke and they're doing something else. I just hear that. I heard that when I was into PCs a lot. I heard that a lot from people. In which case it's like, yeah, so get a new AIO, or if it's GPU, you can't get another AIO, you're going to go with friggin' water block and down to 400 and... It seems to be the budget for something like that is somewhere around 450, including a water block, to just... But I mean, that kit also comes with the CPU cooler, so you may as well. But that's a soft tubing kit too, so it'd be quick. But yeah, it's a budget thing there. It's like $450, man.
Yeah, I reckon that could be what happened.
I had a budget of 600 when I did my water cooling. That was all hard tubing.
It's not just pouring out of this, which is surprising me. Like I'm shaking it and a lot of liquid's coming out.
Yeah, I guess if you can't pump it, then it will, yeah, the tubes that run in between the top and bottom of a radiator. Did I even mention, the top and bottom are separated in halves. So obviously, I mean, it kind of makes sense. It goes in the inlet and it only goes through half of the vertical section, and then it goes down the bottom and across and then up the other half.
Yeah, I'll
so you need to, you need to like spin it around almost to get it all out, but yeah.
My phone die, maybe. I don't know why that.
Yeah. Yeah, sick, man.
I don't know if you can see how much liquid's there.
Fair bit, though. There was a fair bit of liquid in there, I think. Yeah. From what I saw, like, it didn't look like that empty.
Yes. I do wonder if there was a block, like something stopping the flow, or if the pump has just died. That is now what I'm wondering.
How did you turn on the pump before? Because I remember you were saying you made it make a noise or something.
When I was showing everyone how little liquid was in there.
Yeah. Did you turn the pump on?
I just lifted it upside down. When it was plugged in, I couldn't hear any water flowing anymore.
Okay.
I used to be able to hear it.
Do you have any way of powering it?
If I plug it all back in to the computer. Because it's all the pins connect to themselves. If you plug the actual like the power supply cables usually plug into the GPU, the PCIe cables. They power the whole thing.
Yeah, that's right. PCIe, yeah.
Because all the little fan connectors and the pump connector connects to the card itself.
Because like you're in the perfect situation right now with the two hoses connected like that to test the pump. So like you just need a bowl of, I mean, any water. If you have distilled water, it's better. Or demineralized. But like, if you're just testing it, just tap water. Like, friggin', I don't know, you know, it's not that bad for just testing. If you're gonna pump it back out later, then tap water's fine. And yeah, power the card, put it in a bowl of water, and see if it pumps the friggin' water. You're like, that's it, man. And then it tells you if your pump work at least before you go to all the effort of fixing the friggin' thing, hose clamps, hoses, everything, and then you go, oh, well, the pump doesn't work. That was fun for nothing. And money, spent a little bit of money on nothing.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think how I can power it.
You can do the paperclip thing. Do you have a spare power supply unit?
Yeah, but I don't know how I would. If I get a spare power supply out.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think. I don't know if I have a cable to connect. Like, this here is what I'm assuming is the power for the power supply.
Oh, I think I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Hang on, let me have a look.
Yeah, like, do you remember what that plugged into? Was it your motherboard? Did that plug into your motherboard?
No. So all the cables, these 3 cables here that come from the card, all plug into the radiator itself.
Yep. Oh, yeah. That's just the fans connected to the pump. So the pump's telling the fans how much to turn on and that. Yeah.
So to power the pump, I'd have to have a look at this guy's video to see where he plugs the power in. But usually it's just the power for the GPU powers the pump. So I'm not sure how he's...
I would connect, so like everything together like it was in your PC, then connect the 2 PCIe powers, which it looks like from the video you have two 8-pins. Connect them to the spare power supply, and then paperclip the 24-pin motherboard connector. So you paperclip the, I can't remember what pin it is, I think it's like 13 to like any earth. And that just fires up the power supply unit. So when you switch on the power supply, everything's powered. So it powers your PCIe, and then it's powering the pump. As long as nothing on your GPU or your radiator connected to the motherboard, you'll be sweet. If it took all power from PCIe, which they do, then it'd be sweet. But he did it in his PC.
He unplugs. No, he doesn't have it connected to the GPU at all. So the card isn't connected to the pump when he does it. He unplugs this cable here, and then somehow with that cable powers it.
Yeah, because he took it off the GPU. He was in a good position to do that. But yeah, he found some sort of way. I can't see what the power connector is for the pump, but
I'd have to unplug it to know. It looks like
it's similar to like a 4-pin like RGB looking cable, like a little, which are like a 5 volt. Are they 5 volt?
But it's custom because it piggybacks to the rest of the fan and radiator system. Oh, you probably can't hear me. It's custom because it connects back to the fan and radiator system. It piggybacks.
I'll see if I don't know if you can show me at all, but yeah.
Not without possibly spilling radiator fluid. Let's have a look. Where's my phone camera again? I don't know how well you can see it. It's just there on the corner. Let me sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I'm not spilling fluid everywhere. You see that one on the corner? The one on the very corner is the only cable that goes into the pump.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can't see it heaps clearly, but it yeah, it's like a fan connector. And it's 4 pins, isn't it?
I'm not sure. I think it might be.
Mm.
It might even be 8, to be honest.
That dude would have rigged up like something because there are like fan hubs that use those types of connectors, and he probably had something like that and just clipped it into one of them and just powered that off the power supply from the PC. Just went, yep, that's it. It's all powered. Can't you disconnect? You can disconnect that from the chipset too, like from the GPU.
Yeah, I can disconnect that cable.
Yeah. But yeah, like what I'm saying is like, I guess you don't want to turn on your GPU knowing it's not really being cooled properly. So yeah, with the PCIe, yeah.
I don't know.
It would be nice to just flick it on to see if the pump works and go, yep, it works, cool. It's worth doing everything. You know, it's worth going and getting the hose, cutting them off the GPU, trying everything to get the heatsink off. But yeah, just from the amount of liquid, because I'm just saying, like from the amount of liquid in that radiator, it just doesn't make sense why your temps would be that high, other than the pump not working or something being blocked. But being blocked unlikely. It's an AIO, like not a hard cooled system with like color or whatever in it, where something could block it. But
I've got a 650 watt power supply.
yeah, sick.
It was either that or a 1000 watt one.
Yeah.
Less keen to fire that up.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a kettle plug. It's a nice mustard cable setup.
Beautiful. The more mustard, the better. I have a mustard one for doing my water cooling. Mustard and red together, so beautiful.
Okay. All right, I'm back. Now, here's what I'm trying to understand / figure out.
Yeah.
So what you're suggesting I do is plug in the GPU connectors.
Yeah. To the power supply, yep.
Yeah. And then how does it turn on? Because usually you...
So you need to... This is where the paperclip thing comes in.
Okay. I've never done that before.
I can tell you how to do it.
Okay.
If you want.
But then I need a bowl of something.
You need liquid. Yeah, you need to basically do what that dude was doing, which is like...
Should I just use some of the coolant I bought?
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. Because whatever it pumps in, it's going to spit back out. But you also need some sort of way of doing what that dude did. Did you notice he syringed like liquid into the tubing? First, you also need to do that because the only reason you do that is because it's on your GPU for a few seconds and possibly longer than you think. It'll be running on air and it'll be getting really hot. So if it's not priming, if the pump's not priming because there's no liquid in there and it's sucking in, it's just pumping air and the pump's getting real hot, you risk breaking the pump just from running it on air. So getting liquid into the tubing, both tubes, is really the safest bet of stopping that from happening as well.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, any pump running on air, like pumping air, is really bad. It causes massive amounts of heat. And not only that, your GPU processor running will cause massive amounts of heat.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just all combined. It's like, I think like 120 degrees right in front of you. with nothing cooling it for a few seconds, just not good. But at least the GPU's not really trying to do anything. You're not giving anything for it to do. You're literally just supplying power to it. It's not like it's literally going to be displaying. Connect me to a motherboard, like a black screen. It's going to be trying to display that, and yeah, it's going to be like connect the PCIe Express. It's literally going to have it's literally going to be trying to tell it like the screen to like display like connect the PCI Express connector properly to the motherboard because it's not connected.
Yeah.
So it's not actually being given any tasks. So that's good. But yeah. So yeah, basically you got to pump. You got to get some way of getting liquid into the pump and into the tubes. Then you sit the tubes in the water so that they're ready to start pumping the whatever coolant or whatever you're doing. Paperclip the motherboard, which is literally just you hold the 24 pin up with the clip up, and just put a paperclip between pins 4 and 5. With it turned off, obviously, and unplugged maybe just for safety. Because otherwise you get a good 12-volt zap from that, which can be pretty decent, like pretty decent zap. So yeah, just don't touch the paperclip, man.
So you put the paperclip in before you turn it on.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, because that paperclip's got 12 volts running through it, and like it's metal, so yeah, touch it, you're gonna, if you're grounded.
What if I'm levitating?
I mean, yeah, levitating, it'd probably go through you, and you wouldn't really notice. So, probably wouldn't even know. But yeah.
Alright.
And it'll probably like fry the power supply. I don't know, it probably wouldn't fry the power supply because you're not giving it any electricity, but yeah.
I'm just giving it resistance.
Yeah. But yeah, man, yeah, freaking, and then that's it. So you get everything set up. You get your water in the pump, in the tubes, in the bowl, ready to go, and then the paperclip's ready to go with everything turned off. So plug it in. Then you just flick the power supply on and watch, see what happens. If pump works, man, be pumping. Yeah. I mean, sounds good, but I don't know. I feel like there could be a problem with the PCIe power going into the GPU and not having a motherboard telling it what to do, but like I'm pretty sure they always make them so that they prioritize cooling. So like PCIe power comes in, it sends power straight to the cooler to make sure it doesn't matter what happens, the cooler is cooling it. Yeah. But yeah, I also think, man, like if you think of all that stuff I just said of what to do, and you go, oh, might even just go get the tube, clamp it on, and do it, and see, you know, like then, because at least you'll have the proper setup to do it. I don't know, but
yeah,
best thing to do is to do what that dude did. Oh yeah, there's the connector, is it? Yeah.
Trying to hold it as still as possible.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it to focus. Yeah. That's pretty much. Is that not just a 4-pin fan connector? Literally for any fan? Like, does that not just go straight onto a motherboard 4-pin fan connector?
Maybe.
Or like any fan power? I don't know if you have a way of just, if you have a motherboard somewhere, you can just look, because I'm pretty sure that's just like a 4-pin fan connector, which would be super easy to test. I mean, even your power supply might even have one somewhere on there, but not all the time. You might need a little adapter, converter looking thing, but yeah. Because they usually come off a motherboard or some sort of chipset or something. It's kind of dodgy to run fans straight off a power supply because they just get full power all the time. Full, like, amps and all that, yeah.
I think it's I think the pins aren't as thick as a normal power connector.
Yeah.
Let me have a look.
Yeah, like you're looking at the GPU pins. Yeah.
Yeah, they're a lot closer. The pins are a lot closer together than a fan one.
Uh-huh.
Like heaps.
So you're even just looking at the fans you've got on the radiator. Yeah, and they're different.
Yeah. I was just looking at the fan pins, and they're
it's a I'm gonna Google this because it has a name. Because there's different types of fan connectors.
Yeah, so that the fan connectors are 4-pin, but they're like this far apart, and then that one's 4 pins are like this. They're like small, so they don't connect. Yeah, I reckon a fair bit of fluids come out. So I do wonder.
Yeah, it makes you think more towards the pump being broken.
Yeah. In which case, the only thing we can do to fix it is to buy the full upgrade.
Mm.
The full system.
Or, I mean, you'd have to be lucky, but just an air cooler because basically the Waterforce card is the same as all the other ARS 2080s, just that they changed the cooler. Same thing though. So
yeah,
if you get any ARS 2080 cooler, like air cooler, but that'd have to be secondhand or something. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I was also thinking about that, but I don't know how hard that would be.
Yeah, I think it'd be hard to come by because it has to be ARS.
Yeah, it can't just be any air cooler.
Yeah.
It has to be for this specific card.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks, man. It's freaking sucks, but yeah, the obviously a new water cooling kit, like Surefire way, get a water block that's made for that card. You know it's all gonna work, yeah. But it's expensive. But it's freaking baller, man. It's freaking hard tubing is baller. Soft tubing's a little bit less baller. It's like it works, but it doesn't look good. It looks a bit messy, but yeah, it's better than AIOs, I guess.
I suppose.
But being honest, soft tubing almost looks worse than AIOs. AIOs look like clean and, you know, they got the braided cable, like tubing, but then like the soft tubing is like looks a bit cheaper. Sort of just goes wherever it wants, and yeah, I don't know, but it looks good. You can Google up soft tubing, like.
Sure, you can cable tie it together as well.
Oh, that might look worse too.
With clear ones, not with black cable ties.
Yellow cable ties.
Ooh, yellow and red. You alternate it?
Yeah.
Do they have mustard tubing?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm looking at some soft tubing stuff. I think it's more just cutting the tubing to the right freaking length makes a big difference. It actually looks pretty cool sometimes. Just cutting it to a nice length so it doesn't do anything weird. It actually looks pretty cool. Like some people actually made it look almost better than hard tubing. The way they've configured it and all that.
Yeah, well mine goes from the roof of the PC down to the GPU, so it won't look nice anyway.
Ah, is that? Yeah, okay. But that's perfect for cooling the CPU as well. It's not perfect. I mean, that's probably the worst place for a radiator, but still, it's good because it just drops past the CPU straight away. So yeah.
Yeah, I would move it if it wasn't doing only the GPU. If it was also doing the CPU, I would put it at the front.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But because it's just doing the GPU, it's actually insanely good for cooling. If I have intake fans and then out fan at the back, like one of the big ones, and then my radiator at the top doing the GPU, because then all the hot air from the GPU goes straight out of the PC. So all the air inside the PC itself is at the CPU's out temperature. So they can't make each other hot, really.
So the radiator for the GPU has intake fans on it, does it? It's taking in air.
No, it takes intake from the front of the computer, but its fans blow the air through the radiator straight out of the top.
Okay, so it's got an exhaust fan on it.
Yeah, so
it's taking air from inside the case through the radiator.
Yeah, like it's just blowing air straight through out.
I mean, that's kind of bad in a way, but
why?
It's not ideal. Well, it's taking air from the case, yeah, and putting it through the radiator. It's not taking air from outside the case.
Yeah.
And because you have a air-cooled CPU, that's putting hot air into the case. So it's taking some of that hot air.
Yeah, but the air's never really hot. Like the CPU doesn't get that hot ever.
Yeah, that's
it only
good.
gets
That's
like
good.
60.
Yeah, it's blowing out hot air, but like hotter air. So, but I mean, like, look, we're talking like maybe it will run 5 degrees, 10 degrees hotter, not like 20 or something ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah, I just see that when the GPU is blowing out, like the GPU is usually blowing out hotter air than the CPU. So if the GPU is blowing its hot air into the case, then everything in the case would go up heaps.
That's true, especially if you've got an air-cooled CPU. You have to.
Whereas the opposite configuration actually keeps everything pretty good, and everything stays a bit cooler than the GPU.
Yeah, it's the best you can get, pretty much, because you have the opposot of what everyone else has. You have the air-cooled CPU and water-cooled GPU. I've never really heard of that. So.
Yeah, it's epic. That's why.
Funny. It is epic, man. With me, it's awesome when everything's water-cooled. It's just like, oh, whatever. I mean, freaking the case is always pretty cool.
Yeah, do you water cool your hard drives?
Nah, not that gay.
Have you seen that when people?
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's the and the motherboards.
Power supplies.
The motherboards that have the water cool
Motherboard cooling kind of makes sense. Those motherboards do the newer ones, but like the Intel X series and that. I mean, the motherboard chipset works pretty hard. But yeah, I don't know about that hard, but yeah.
Yeah, but they have them cooling the M.2 drives.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Oh man, I'm a bit unsure of what I should do.
If I was you, so yeah, I don't know about that connector because I can't tell over video, but it looks similar to a 4-pin connector. But yeah, it's hard to scale things. But the best case scenario. What's that?
It's not a normal 4-pin.
Yeah,
I'll put it that way.
So it's going to be hard to find something. It looks like similar to like an RGB connector, which is 5 volt.
Yeah, I would say it does look similar to that. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, obviously, best case scenario is you watch through that video closely, pick up everything you can. Best case scenario is you actually get the pump off the GPU separately, so you can't ruin the chipset. We don't want to ruin the friggin'. That's the really expensive bit, which isn't broken. And then find a way to power that. So, as in any connector that can connect that to a power supply somehow, or a motherboard, or whatever, but some way of powering that only. And then, I mean, as it stands now, it's set up good to test the pump because you've got 2 nicely connected tubes to the pump and empty on the other side, so you can put them in a bowl of water or whatever, some sort of syringe or something, little funnel to get the water into the pump and the tube. And again, like I said, the pump's running on air, bad for the pump. It kills the pump itself. The little impeller
I
on a
do
pump.
wonder
Like
if that's
it's
what
like,
happened.
yeah,
with the
true. It
liquid.
runs low on coolant, man. It's friggin' bad for it.
Yeah, if it's running low on coolant, it's just killed it.
When you see the little impellers on AIOs, they're really piss weak. Like they're tiny, and so like tiny bit of air and like heat, and it just goes to crack because it's like basically like a rubbery plastic fan that spins around and just swooshes the water through. It's really weak. The AIOs are like known to be weak. That's why they're so compact. Like you've seen my water pump on mine. It's like got this big like unit.
Yeah, my case definitely has space for that kind of stuff. Like
so
my case is definitely they had that kind of stuff in mind when they made it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of space, even in front of things. Like you could go in front of the GPU, between the glass and the GPU. There'd be enough space.
Oh, far out. That's pretty cool. That's pretty crazy because I've got like a mid case, like a small.
Mine definitely has a thing that probably is meant to come out, or so that you can mount the pump to. Like it's got a little piece of plastic that pops out on the PSU shroud
to put a filler connector in or something.
No, it looks like you could attach the radiator to that specifically and like take it in and out on that piece of plastic that just pops back into the case if you ever needed to.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, yeah, man.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's ideal. That's the ideal situation. What we were just talking about would be the best. But also, like I said before, you can also just freaking. And another thing we didn't think about is remember how I was saying they use cheap thermal paste on the cooler, like the pump and all that. Sometimes it's literally just replacing the thermal paste, not anything else, and it is like.
Yeah, but I couldn't hear the
by
water
your
flowing.
temperatures, it sounds something like is wrong.
I couldn't hear the water flowing.
So yeah, sounds like the pump, but
I've always been able to at least hear a gurgle, which I've now learnt is not a good thing.
Yes.
But it was definitely gurgly towards the end.
Well, I mean, it's all pointing towards the pump, man. So it'd be good to test it.
I have everything here to test it, except I'm just unsure about the way to power it.
Yeah. Without, because you'd rather not power the card, yeah? Is that the
I
thing?
am hesitant to power the card.
Yeah, I would be hesitant.
It's one of those things where you understand theoretically nothing bad should happen, but in reality, something could.
Usually, ideally, you don't want to power anything else. It's like my system. Like I run a separate power supply, and I only connect it to the water pump when I'm doing my water cooling. Obviously, turn on the system. Well, my CPU's heating up. It's got air on it. Like it's got nothing cooling it for a second. The GPU's got nothing cooling it. So, yeah. I'm all set up for that, and that's what you want too. Yeah, you don't want to power the stuff. Yeah, you just want to power the pump. So yeah, see if you can find a way to do that. Another way of doing that would be, I mean, you can dodgy it up, like you can. I love how I always say dodge it up, like drill it, rivet it, all that. But yeah, like find a way to like paper clip and solder on some power to power that pump. Everything only needs 2 connections, positive and negative. The other stuff is like PWM stuff. Yeah, you know about all that PWM that.
No, but I assume you mean like communicating stuff.
Yeah, communication. So it's like everything in the computer has like positive and negative, just 2 to power it.
Yeah.
And then it's the other 2 is like what speed it needs to run at, and if it needs to be on or not. Yeah, there's like that's a 4-pin. That's a 4-pin there. So yeah, you can try and just power it. yourself somehow by, I don't know if you're that handy with like wiring that, but I'm pretty sure you are, like paperclip, connect some copper wiring to it that is powered and see if you can just jumpstart it on the right voltage, obviously. If you use a PSU to power it, it can't overpower it. That's the whole point of the PSU. So.
Yeah.
If there's a way, because I mean, a lot of the plastic things, I don't know if yours has it. Sometimes on the chipset, it has positive, negative written there. Sometimes there's some way of finding that. So
yeah, I don't know about on this specifically.
Yeah. Because obviously you can't short it out. Can't do it wrong. You only get one chance.
Yeah, exactly.
So you got to be like sure it's the right one. But yeah, very good.
Yeah, no, there's no indication on the card.
AIOs suck, man. I've heard of this a lot. I've never experienced it, but I've heard, like when I used to be heaps into computers, I used to be in all the groups and that. I used to use Facebook at the time as well.
Yeah.
And I'd always hear of people going, yeah, the AIO doesn't work anymore. But yeah, the pump's gone. That's it. It's gone. And not only that, it's managed to cause damage to their PC as well.
I'm just... Yeah. Honestly, I'm also concerned that if I try and take that piece of copper off, it's going to do damage to the chipset. Because it's so stuck.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just because I unscrewed it before and pulled on it a bit, but it didn't come off. So.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, it'd have to be like some sort of thin scraper or something in between the two contact surfaces.
Yeah.
They're very flat. They're like a mirror finish. So they're like flat as. So they get stuck pretty good. And obviously, yeah, not putting any pressure on the silicon and all that. But yeah. I think that's all I can help you with. I think that's all. And just watch that video, man. I'd love to watch it, but I'm probably going to go to sleep.
Oh, the CC's in English, I just realized.
Oh, sick, man. That's good. That could help. Yeah, and watch it from start to finish. How long was that video? Like 40 minutes or something?
Yeah, 50 minutes.
Yeah, far out. I mean, that's going to take up a lot of time, but it could be very helpful. And it could.
I don't think I need to watch the entire thing because it's.
You can skip through it all.
It's tearing down the whole thing, and I've kind of teared it down pretty well so far. I just need to see the tear down of the actual getting the copper off, and then if there's anywhere in this where he explains what he's done with the power supply for the pump, so I can figure that out.
And then I think if you can figure that out, man, you're ready to go pretty much, eh? Ready to test it out.
It kind of looks like he's got his own thing that he's put together.
It looks like it's, like I said, how it looks like RGB connectors. It looks like it's on like some sort of RGB strip.
I did think that as well, but at the end, it's like a USB looking cable. I think it's a shrouded cable. It's not a LED strip.
Yeah.
It almost looks like
it's
a
so much
hard
harder
cable.
because it's a GPU cooler. If it was CPU cooler, we wouldn't even be talking about this. It would just be a 4-pin fan connector.
Yeah, or I would have just taken it off and gone and bought a new one.
Exactly. Yeah. It's so true. Yeah. What's an AI for CPU? $100.
They don't cost that much compared to this fiddling.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking. Who is it? NZXT. You know NZXT, that brand?
Yeah.
They make AIOs for GPUs and specific GPUs. So
see if they have one. Is that what you?
Like NZXT 2080 AORS cooler. Yeah, I don't know, it's a bit of a long shot, but. Yeah, here we go. There's a NZXT forum about it. NZXT Kraken, which is like their series of AIO coolers and that. G12, which is for GPUs, mounting to Gigabyte. AORS 2080. Oh, this is a TI Extreme. Yeah.
I imagine they're very similar.
It doesn't, says here, it doesn't cool the VRAM, which isn't... Well, I mean, is your one cooling the VRAM? I don't know.
Welcome,
Thanks for the follow, Crispy. Appreciate it. Welcome to the awkwardness of trying to figure out what the hell to do with the GPU. It definitely, I think that's what the thing is next to it. It's got something there that does cool it. How can I show you? Okay. You on stream?
Yeah.
I
mean, surely it does, because it used to work.
How well can you see this
good.
thing next to it?
It used to perform well, yeah? Like, I mean, so surely it's
beast,
cooling everything. Oh, yeah, I see that big copper bit next to it, that one, yeah. And that's where all your VRAM is. So that literally is just touching.
It's the piece of copper like slides in under that thing.
Oh, yeah, so they're literally just touching each other. So whatever cooling is being applied to the copper on the chip is just being transferred by heat transfer through the copper onto the VRAM. So it's not directly cooled, but it's touching the stuff for the chip. So yeah, it's being cooled enough.
Yeah, they're touching. That's what's happening. Yeah, I can see it side on.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, when you buy a water block, it's good. It's cool. You see that. It's like, oh, wow, this actually cools everything. It touches everything and has little metal contacts, like everywhere to apply water directly to all your VRAM, even your little capacitors and stuff, and your chip. And it just runs so much lower. Like, what did your GPU used to idle at?
Idle, probably 40,
just
30, 40, somewhere there. 40?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. But then it's about, what about, and in games, what would it be in game?
60, maybe 80 if I was really nuts to butts.
Yeah.
Probably more like 60, 70, somewhere there.
Yeah, mine's idling at 38 right now. And CPU is the same because they've got the same coolant, but yeah, in games it hits like between 50 and 60, and it really improves the performance. The water block, they're so good for the GPU. For the CPU, it really doesn't do that much.
Yeah.
Anyways, if I was you, yeah, I'd figure out how to power the pump and remove it. Like that, what we said, we already said that, didn't we? Won't say it again. And then do basically what that part of the video that we watched, where you have a bowl full of coolant, and you have to have a syringe or some way of pumping it into the pump and the tubing. Do you have like a kid's Panadol or something? Have you bought that?
Actually, that's a good idea.
I mean, I'm just trying to think of like a syringe you'd probably have, but yeah.
Yeah, I was a bit worried. My funnel, I think, is the exact same size as the tube. So I was like, oh, it probably could work, but it'd be a bit tricky.
And not only that, like it's just janky. It's like you're holding the funnel with one hand and trying to tip it in, and
the Panadol.
And you try and pull the. Yeah.
I was thinking about the colostrum syringes as well. Actually, the 1 mil.
So freaking slow. Yeah. At least the Panadol ones, what are they, like 7 mils or something? Yeah. It would still be a long process, but it'll work.
Yeah. I'll have to have a look what'll work.
Alright, man. I'm gonna head off anyways, man. But yeah.
Yes, I'll have to figure
I'm gonna bring my kit, my computer kit, and my coolant, my PSU, and all that to the LAN. So yeah. Happy to help on the LAN anyways.
I've got coolant. You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, sick. I've got to top mine up. I was actually just about to top mine up, and then I turned my computer on, and then I saw you were streaming. I was like, oh, I'll hop on, and then it just happens to be that you were fixing your AIO. I was like, oh, that's so ironic, because I was going to tip out my coolant tonight and just change it over before the LAN. But now I'm like, I'll just top it up. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna Google it. How often do you have to change PC coolant?
Oh, I forget what they said. They said
I think it's usually a year.
a year, 6 months. I think I even saw something like that.
Yeah, 12 months. They recommend it, but like,
you can probably get away with a couple years.
Yeah,
Unless you
it's
notice
probably. I saw a video where someone left coolant in a PC for 3 years, and the dude pulled it apart just to like see what damage it did, and basically it was just like build up of stuff, the chemicals changing, and I think he did like some sort of bacteria test on it, and it had like bacteria in it and stuff. It's funny, yeah.
Yeah, it's like if you care about that stuff specifically.
But yeah, he said it really didn't do that much, but they noticed performance gains when they changed the coolant. So yeah. Anyways, man, I'm gonna head off. Good luck with it all, man. I think you know what to do.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah. Watch the video again. See how he powers it, man. See how he removes it, and then I think, yeah, syringe from a bowl of coolant into the thing, then fill it all up enough. And then put the tubes in the bowl like he did. Turn it on.
Yeah.
And that's it, man. If it is not pumping, it will be pumping out. Like in the video, you saw it pumping out of the other tubes. So.
Yeah, it'll swirl it.
Yeah.
Just before you go, do you reckon this is big enough just to test it?
Oh yeah, I'll have a look. Sorry, I closed the stream.
Oh, good man.
Yeah. All right. Let me have a quick look. If you're still showing me.
Hand for reference.
Oh yeah, like enough liquid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's heat. Because, I mean, you only need enough just so that the pipes can sort of be buried in liquid. So, yeah, that's good. Yeah. It's deep, so, yeah. So, it's just...
I'm not going to try and stick a whole radiator in it, but...
Yeah, you're not going to do the radiator thing. You're just going to test the pump. If the pump works, go straight to the auto store, get all the gear to finish it properly, and then a bigger bucket. And on the LAN, we could... finish it together or something. Yeah,
I'm down for that. That's just pipe and what are they called again? The pipe clamps.
Yeah, hose clamps. Yeah,
hose clamps. That's all I need.
Or cable ties, man. Cable ties would work, but look crappy. And hose clamps are actually going to look pretty crappy too because they're all silver. Probably spray and black, maybe.
Yeah, I feel like I trust them more as well, like a hose clamp over cable ties. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, it'll work.
All right, man.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So do that. Let me know if that pump works, and hopefully you can find out early enough. What are you doing tomorrow? Are you like, do you have the day off or something?
No, it's like, no, sort of. It's a bit of that, a bit of getting things ready for the kids group tomorrow night because it's the first week back for the term.
Oh yeah, sick man.
And then
you should have enough time.
A bunch of other errands, but I'm sure I have enough time to at least figure out a way to power this thing.
Yeah, if you can do it tonight, that'd be sick. Because then you can just go to like, super cheap. If you're unsuccessful there, go to Burson Auto Parts is good, but they're more like commercial, like for mechanics. But they will have something for that. But it is all behind the counter, so you literally have to ask the people at the counter. But it's possible, man.
Yeah.
You can just ask them, just be like, hey, I've got this. I just need a hose that fits on this bar. And if the people are helpful, they'll go, oh yeah, they'll go grab a bunch of them and see what fits. Because Burson Auto Parts, I think there's one near you. Where do you live again? No.
Like Campbelltown.
I don't know. Yeah, there'd be one somewhere near there.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man. Good luck with it all.
Yes. Well, I will probably check first the RGB stuff in the back of my PC to see if any of it will connect.
Yeah, I would check all that. Yeah. I'm just going to look up like heater hose just before I head off, just see what sizes
they
have heater. Like, What sizes do they have? Yeah, it gets pretty small. Like they have Super Cheap has 12.7 mil heater hose. That's very small.
How much do you reckon this is?
That would, I mean,
it's like similar to your pinky.
Most water cooling is a 10 mil inside diameter, 12 mil outside diameter. So like, this is a 12.7 mil or half inch inner diameter. Let's see, they should have, yeah, they're 10 mil. No, they actually don't. The half inch is the smallest. That half inch would likely be too big for what you own.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I also don't see heaps of issue. I don't know how long your hoses were in your case. Was there a bit of slack in them? Because there's also the option of, if there's nothing wrong with the hose, cutting off the end that is all frayed and crappy, and clamping the existing hose back on. If there's nothing wrong with the hose, there's nothing wrong with doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely keep that as an option if it has no issues.
Oh yeah, actually, I forgot. Fuel hose is smaller. It's like there's some fuel hose in my like outboard motor for my boat, and it's like so freaking tiny, man. The like barbs are like way smaller than like what those look like. Compared to like, I'm doing everything by video, but like I think like I was watching it like next to your finger, like it looked like.
It's about the size of your pinky.
Yeah, so they have 3/8 inch.
Bit smaller.
They have 3/8 inch fuel hose. Like it's any hose would work. Yeah, sick. Fuel hoses come in a lot of different sizes.
Okay.
I should have said that. Heater hoses go down to half inch, but that's it. Because heater hoses are designed for coolant, but in cars need a lot of flow. But fuel hose is like high pressure, but not heat to flow.
Yeah, but I'm sure if I take the pipe and I take the radiator and be like, this pipe was on this, I need something the same. Do you have anything?
Yeah, and ask them about fuel hose, because they sell it per meter, and they have a lot of different sizes. So like 1/4 inch, 3/16 inch, 5/16 inch, 3/8 inch. That's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot of options, man. One of those is bound to be very close, and then with a hose clamp would be good. They even have millimeter sizes. They've got 6 mil, 8 mil, 9.5 mil. Yeah, that's super cheap.
Super sick.
Yeah, so it should be good, man.
As long as the pump isn't wrecked.
That's it. If the pump works. Yeah, freaking hope it does, man.
All right.
But at the same time, I'm not very, like...
confident.
Sort of like, not very confident in the pump, and it's very common. I've heard a lot of times of pumps going bad, so...
Yeah.
You know, I'm like about 50% sure that pump might be working on that.
Yeah. That is what
probably more likely to be the pump, yeah.
Yeah. Well.
And
yeah.
Anyways, man, I'll catch up.
I'll see you later, dude. I don't know if he has left yet or not, but for the moment, I'm just going to move this out of the way. Just safely. Over this side. Let's get up here as well. Wow. That was eventful. Sorry, just plugging back in my remote control. OBS. Alright, let's move you guys back up so you're not staring at me, Willie. Oh. That'll be something I'll have to have a look at after stream. I just don't think there's much point in me looking at it on stream. Now where'd I have this? I had it like something like this, didn't I? Hey? Yeah, that looks about right. Oh. How tragically uneventful that was. Phone's almost dead. Alright. Man. Feels weird trying to set everything back up now. Alright. Well, I'm sad. Shall I play a game so I'm not depressed for the end of the night? Someone feel like playing a round or something? Jared, you there? Want to play a match of Rocket League or something? Maybe not. Cool. Are you asking me or are you telling me? Alright. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm good to go. I just got to make the flyer for the term and then finish up my talk. It's all good. It's all set, mate. Alright, I'm sad. Let's get some happier music. How have you been, Chris? How's your week? Classic. Classic. Of course, that's what you're doing. Love this song. Such a banger. Actually, you know what? You want to play some Overwatch 2? Let's see if the computer can handle it, shall we? It's only out for elite streamers. Let's see if it can handle it. Yeah, I'm just one of the elite streamers. One of the most famous Overwatch streamers ever. For sure.
We're in this together. All of us.
Oh, it's gotten crap already. No, can't handle it. This is why I need my good GPU. How are we doing? Is this okay? Is it coping? Maybe it's going alright. Huh? Should be alright. Alright. It's fine. I'll be off soon. I'm just gonna play a match or two of this. And then call it a night because I'm pretty tired, but I'll finish at 11. So, Lauren, can you handle waiting till 11? Or is that too long?
Doesn't get better than that. Enemy down.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Chris, go to your assignment, mate. Miss out on Elite Overwatch.
Only in unity will we find strength.
I think I can make this worth my time.
You're a chancer. Attack commence.
I've changed category. Okay, Chris. You have to tell me about your girlfriend at some point too, eh?
Push your limits. Nothing breaks that I cannot mend. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, let's see if I actually know what I'm doing in this game yet. Got one of them. Epic, good team. You'll have to see a match with a good team. So tricky, man. Alright. So, if you are unfamiliar, Overwatch 2 is a long promise game. So far, nothing is really different, like, at all, entirely. But it's, I'm just dead. Where's my healer? But yeah, there's a beta for it at the moment, and you can get the beta key by like applying early, which is what I did, so that's how I've got it. Or by being an elite streamer, that's how some of the elite streamers have it. How did they not take damage? I'm so mad. They didn't even go the whole way, and they... Oh, what the hell? They're really good at picking off Mercy, I think. Oh, I can't really play any of the other tanks. Alright, let's push this thing. Yeah, so... and then the other way is to watch Twitch and get drops. I don't have drops, so if you're here for that, I'm sorry. Also don't know if it's quite running at the moment, but yeah, it's the only ways you can get access, but yeah, they talk about it coming out soon, so we'll see when that is. At the moment, I think if they're going to charge me for it on top of Overwatch 1, I probably won't get it. They are adding a story mode, so they might only charge for story mode. But yeah, it's kind of just feels like normal Overwatch with some things made a bit nicer. I don't know. They changed it so you only have one tank now instead of the two. Yeah, but it's kind of what you get when you get this game. Lol, we just traded. That's funny. What's this payload? Pushing up really hard. There's no point yet. If they help me push this, it'd go quicker. See? How do you win that again? Done. Man, that was a stressful match, wasn't it? I forgot how good the push is. Was our Sombra the best, were they? They were very good. Orisa is goated. I've been saying it since day one though, even before the rework, so I'm an OG Orisa. I don't recognize all these fake fans that say she's goated now. She was always goated. Always goated. Alright, I'll do one more. Then I'll call it a night. In about 10 minutes when I get a match. Neither. It was just on my BattleNet. I don't think I got an email. I think it was just in my BattleNet already. So good playing in 60 FPS. Man, I'm so stressed about trying to figure out my GPU. Such an intense piece of hardware I don't want to wreck. It's just sitting there with all its guts out. I'm not sure if the pump died. I need to find a connector to check. It's got a very weird connector. So after I end stream, I'm probably going to be spending my time looking for something that has that connector. I think maybe the RGB stuff might. I don't know. But we'll see. We will see. Yes. So I've drained all the radiator fluid out, and there was a lot more fluid in there than I was expecting. So I don't think there was an issue with the amount of fluid in there necessarily. But it did also make gurgling noises, so I don't think it was enough. But Joey reckons there's a pretty good chance that the pumps died. In which case I need to then, if I want to keep the card, go through the cost of water cooling it. Customly, like a custom loop. Otherwise, I don't do that. And keep enjoying the immense power of this 1060, which you're witnessing firsthand. It's pretty epic. The power of a 1060. What I just said. The immense power of this 1060 3GB. I'm so confused when everyone sits back. Like, I just don't know how to play as Orisa when they do that. Oh, what a shot. Oh, I do like how vulnerable he is now during his No, I definitely need my 2080 back. This 1060 barely streams. Everything's on like super low right now. I'm at 60 FPS. Everything's on super low. This game's a heavily optimized game. It's not pretty. It's just, it's doable at the moment. Oh gosh. Oh yes. Not him. Yeah, it's really, really not fun. I didn't even know he was dumb enough to stay behind me. Oh, so close. Man, I was about to hit that Bastion. Good job.
Missteps still lead forward. They're gaining on us. Stop them.
You can't hide.
Block their path.
Mate. I need some healing, boys. Who's playing freaking Ana? Whenever I see someone playing Ana, I feel like leaving the match. Where is he? Trying to push him off the edge. Just wouldn't let me have it.
The world still needs defending.
They're winning by so much. Ay, ay, ay.
Reevaluating 60 seconds engaging.
Ana ain't it, bro. Just need someone playing Mercy sitting behind me. That's all I need. Ugh. We gotta push it, guys. Thank you. Alrighty. Well, a sad end to the stream of sadness. Oh man. Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna go figure out how the hell to power this bloody pump so that I can test that it's actually working. And that the pumps are broken and then I gotta replace the whole friggin' thing. So if I make sure the pump's working, then it's a bit easier and it's a bit cheaper. But yeah, hopefully I don't have to do like a custom thing just to keep the card. That would be very sad. But yeah, I will catch you guys hopefully next time. Until then, I'll be using the 1060, so I should be able to keep streaming anyway, I suppose. I won't be streaming on Saturday. We have the LAN, and it's actually only in person, so I won't be streaming it, but I'll probably end up streaming on Sunday to make up for it. Maybe. Hopefully. But until then, I'll see you guys later. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week and the beginning of your weekend and your Saturdays. Stay safe. And yeah, enjoy whatever it is that you're enjoying over the weekend. I'll see you guys later. Have a very good evening. Get some sleep. Get some rest. See ya. I'm gonna go figure out if I can still stream or if I am just gonna give up on everything.